Hello, this is a feedback slash critique for Float Your Bloat. You already know the drill. I'm just a nerd who likes Tekken and talking about it. You already got some feedback from Moyai. I don't know what the fuck his tag is. It's me, his tag, and I'm gonna try and avoid repeating too much of this stuff. I picked this round in particular because even though you win this round, I think it highlights a lot of areas that I really want you to focus on, or I think you should focus on as part of your next step or next parts of improvement. Uh, yeah, let's get right into it. Okay. This is a lot of what I'm talking about. I like the down 4-4 usage, I like the movement, and you create a lot of whip opportunities with that. I think. Okay, so this is okay. So this is what I'm talking about. You have the health lead. Yeah, your back is to the wall. That's not exactly a great place to be against Asuka, but they're not exactly taking advantage of the wall positioning and putting a lot of pressure on you. So why the Death Fist? What is your goal here? What do you think you're gonna achieve by just throwing out that Death Fist? Right? You're already winning, right? If you just wait, let the timer run out, you win, right? I get that Asuka's offense is scary, but you can do keep out, right? Like you have standing three, you have quarter circle back four, you have down forward two, you have a plethora of keep out tools, right? But right here, like you just kind of toss all that away. I'm pretty sure Asuka should have a punish for Death Fist. I'm pretty sure. But even if she doesn't in particular, I feel like this is a bad habit, right? You're kind of just waiting, and then tossing out a Death Fist. And I think you need to change your focus here. Your game plan when this is the situation is just, okay, I have the life lead. I do not need to approach. I will just focus on controlling space as much as possible, right? Don't toss out the Death Fist. Get in a little bit closer, so... I'm so tired. I need to catch up on sleep. Like like a little bit before this, right? So... Death Fist is so fast. Right, so maybe like this range, right? Maybe a little bit closer. Start where basically the range where your quarter circle back four, your QCF threes, and your QCB twos will be able to connect very easily. You can control space that way, and try to avoid the whole like let me just run in and do a move. There has to be a purpose. You have to focus on leaving Death Fist for whiff punishment or super hard like they're at the wall. I've done Demo Man and Sidestep 3 before. They're gonna duck. I know it. I feel it in my bones. Just tossing out Death Fist like this is not the worst thing to do. They're not punishing it. It's whatever. But you're building up a bad habit, right? Like I've seen this throughout a lot of the matches. You just repeatedly just neutral situation. Let's toss out Death Fist, right? When you don't need to be doing that. You are overextending. You are overcommitting when you're in a winning position, right? Like you have a decent health lead, and as long as you don't run in and press buttons against a character like Asuka, you'll be fine, right? What is she really going to do that will suddenly magically make your lead disappear? She has to her mix up options like her scary lows and stuff have to be very close. And if she's approaching you, you'll know how to keep out, right? Try to keep thinking about these things. Like when you approach, when you press a button, do you really need to press that button? Do you really need to like press Death Fist when there's no whiff opportunity, when there's no they're not flash ducking in your face, right? Try to avoid that. Even the whiffed down forward two, you gotta save that for when you actually see them approach you, right? To give like an example, like right here, down forward two. Well, actually, that'd be risky. She's doing that big advance in mid, right? And again, this is what we're talking about. You whiff the down forward two. There's no reason you need to approach, but you start approaching for why, right? Just continue to sidestep, disengage from the wall, disalign yourself from the wall, and just wait. Just wait it out. There is nothing Asuka is doing that's going to be that scary. Maybe something will do some chip damage. Whatever, right? Chip damage is fine. You can recover that. But you run in, and now all of a sudden your life lead is disappearing before your eyes. You're getting some of it back. It is just gray health, which is nice. But again, you're not doing enough to. You're doing a move that just leaves you in a bad position. This should have been quarter circle back four, right? Maybe more hammer, like right here. In this range, when they start approaching, just toss that hammer. Fuck it. I don't know about that. Like, not in that situation. But before they do the advancing running kick, right? You're not doing enough to present a threat. This, I like this. It ends up working out in your favor. The Asuka's not really being mindful of their positioning, so now their back is to the wall, and now you can put on a lot of pressure, right? But, like, at the very least, right here should have been, like, a very fast QCF3, or it should have been deep dive 4, right? So, like, right here, deep dive 4 would work well. They're not going to be ready with the keep out right away because you've mainly advanced with Death Fist, right? That's not good. Their evasive answers are mostly low crushing, so that's not going to work against Death Fist. They will be less inclined to throw out keep out moves that'll beat your lows. So deep dive 4 would have been some easy damage, right? If you need something to get in. And then right here, when they get closer, right, when they start advancing, it's unfortunate because right here you whiff down forward 2, which you have to you have lag that you need to recover from, right? But if you did not do down forward 2, if you instead see the forward movement and you whipped out QCF3 very quickly, I think you would have likely gotten a counter hit, right? So if you still have this replay, right, a big running theme I'm going to be talking about here is replay takeover is your friend, right? Just experiment. So right here, go back to this replay situation, and instead of doing down forward, instead of whiffing the down forward 2, wait for him to approach and then just do QCF3 and see if you got the counter hit or not, right? Try to really vary your keep out, right? That's the running theme here. This is like the 6th or 7th. This is a lot. Your primary method of sidestep mix-up seems to involve sidestep 3, which is not bad. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. But you're not mixing it up enough, right? Your timings are very predictable. They're always constantly blocking low. I think maybe in the previous rounds you mixed it up with the mid, but like incorporate more sidestep forward 1+2, right? More sidestep QCB3 or QCB2, right? Stuff like that. Doing so much sidestep 3 and they're all getting blocked, they're all whiffing, as Moye pointed out, right? You need to reevaluate, right? For the ones that whiff, you need to reevaluate your spacing. For the ones that continuously get blocked, are you just being too predictable with your timing? I think yes, right? That was a nice match. I like the back 4. Bit greedy, but I think it worked out because they were very greedy with their button. Which is interesting. Okay, this round was fine. Oh, they don't finish it. Oh. It's technically time for me to wake up. So, look again. Look at all this damage that you're just dealing with. This works out fine. Okay, QCF3 good. Were you about to do another Death Fist? Yeah. No. Oh, were you trying to armor? Wait, oh, maybe just back 4. That's like fine. I think you just need to experiment more with how you choose to approach. I think QCF3 and Deep Dive 4 were fine. I think you should have kept doing that. I'm not sure why you went with... What is going on here? QCF, QCF. Are you trying to do 4 or 3 plus 4? No, there's too much of a gap. Yeah. I think like right here, after the QCF3 lands, they're most likely gonna do something like their jumping spin kick or jumping cartwheel that they seem to like a lot. So try to instead here do a dash block and then bait something out, right? I feel like you're overcommitting on your approach and it's costing you. It's a lot of damage, and now you have to like get in. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta stop using forward 2 as an approach tool, right? Unless you're mixing it up with cancels, right? You're building up a bad habit. You're just trying like, oh, let me just get in for free. There are 51 seconds on this clock. 50 seconds, right? 50 seconds. Nothing. They're not going anywhere. You have all the time in the world to slowly build up your lead, to slowly build up your comeback, right? So instead, try to do a lot more lows. Try to do a lot more like throws. Run up throws also honestly kind of viable because most people are not. Their keep out's not going to be as good as it should be in order to deal with that. But your mids are not going to connect. You're not doing enough you're not doing enough to incentivize them to duck, right? So right here, this is fine. Unfortunate, it is what it is. Right here, you start smacking their lows, right? You start hitting every low that you can, and then you should always be looking out to mix up your timing, right? It should be something like low, connect, do another low, and then after the second low, back off, right? See if they're gonna lash out. When they don't, and there's been a pause, do it again, right? When exactly to do that timing of how to do attack or attack delay attack, stuff like that, it's all context dependent, and you just kind of build up that knowledge from playing. But you need to start doing it, right? Your only way you're going to build up that knowledge base is if you start doing it, right? Just advancing with forward 4-2-1. What have you gained from this, right? You got some chip damage, okay, sure, right? But you're still not in the great position, and then when you try and approach again, right? If that was deep dive 4, that would have avoided the high kick. It's a high, right? Very annoying plus on block high, right? So try to experiment with your approach options a lot more, right? Like right there, right? Like you block it, they haven't been stand blocking, right? Dash up throw, dash up low, or just do a low, right? Do back 4, do QCF3. I like the whiff punish attempt there. Maybe check if you need to be faster, right? Because they whiffed it, so you didn't block it. Maybe if you were slightly faster. Like right here, when they're +9 like this, right? Go for a throw, go for a low, right? They can't backdash, they can't mash too many buttons. They can mash parry, probably, but that's why you do lows and throws, right? That will beat Asuka parry cleanly. When they're just leaving themselves at +9 in your face, it's mix-up time. Those are your opportunities, right? Okay, so let's say you get this +9, what do you do with it? You do forward 2, but like why, right? Are they really mashing that often? They are mashing, kind of, right? But not like, oh, I'm at -9, let me press another button to get eaten by forward 2, right? If you're this close, it should have been a low or throw, right? That's how you're going to really rack up your chip damage. Or, true damage, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? This is another situation. Like right here, there's a bit more pushback, sure. Right? There's a bit more pushback, understandable. Still, +9, immediate, QCF3, deep dive 4, right? Maybe dash up low, right? Or if you want to do QCF, empty QCF into Demo Man, right? That would also be something. Right, but just backing off, I think you can try to put on a little bit more pressure here and there, right? I like here again. So I like the patience here, but you just kind of throw it all away. Why did you need to approach, right? Why? I get it, it's Tekken 8, we're all supposed to be pressing buttons, kind of, But was there really a reason that you needed to approach like that? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so, right? I think you are perfectly fine just waiting, and then they're gonna press something, and then you'll do a sidestep into a whiff punish. But trying to force something out with forward forward 2-1, you're I think you're building up a bad habit because against stronger players, right? They will see that, oh, he likes to approach with forward forward 2-1. If I just wait, he'll get impatient, do it, and then I can just duck and launch them, right? You got to be a little bit more judicious with how you choose to approach, right? And is your approach option really going to leave you in a good position? Back to the wall. That's an interesting timing to go for forward 1+2. I like it though. I like that you start trying to use a bit more hammer. I think this needs to come out more, right? What did you do here? Oh, that's fine, I guess. That's not bad. It's a fine option. You got very lucky with the armor there. Nice attempt on the demo man. I do respect that. That's fine. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, right? Asuka, right? If she whips a button like this, wait, did you try? Oh no. I think you realize it. You recognize it too early. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like you just wait a little bit, and this Asuka who had the life lead for some reason is going, yeah. Let me throw out forward 2, right? Let me throw out forward 2 when they haven't done any highs that much, right? If they're approaching, it's usually with some low crushing, advancing, launching mid, right? And then they go, yeah, dog. Let me toss out forward 2 in my opponent's face. Oh wait, they thought that was gonna punish them, man. That's so funny, right? Um, prime whiff opportunity, but no whiff punish, right? And they likely could have died. They wouldn't have died from the combo, but your combo would have taken them to the wall, and the mix-up from there is just a really dog shit position to be in for Asuka, and you will be able to, sorry, you will be in a much better position to close out the round, right? So really, really, really on point. You got to be on point with those whiff punish opportunities. We talk about it all the time. Paul is not a offensive character. He's a lot more defensive oriented. His offensive opportunities are going to be coming in from punishment situations like that. A really strong whiff punish or a really strong kind of like setting up a block or whiff punish, right? Another one. You were stepping during it, so that's like fine, that's whatever. But be on the lookout, right? They whiffed a button. Fuck it, down forward 2, right? Use the replay takeover. See, so like right here, still do the sidestep. Demo man, down forward 2 doesn't connect. Right there, right there. While you're sidestepping, but just the moment you see the visual whiff, just be like, oh, that's not a string. Boom, right? Down forward 2. Whiff punishment is difficult. You have to have a combination of sometimes your whiff punishment is going to be reactive, sometimes your whiff punishment is going to be predictive, right? Like you're reacting to the whiff as opposed to I know they're going to press a button here. I'm just going to time some my down forward 2. It's a whiff punish, but like you're almost pressing it before their move comes out. Like you're making a read that you're going to mash jabs or whatever here. Right? Approaching, this is Asuka. She has no mid follow-up from there that I'm aware of, I think. But a lot of Asukas, maybe she does, don't call me on it, right? But a lot of Asukas love that high elbow, right? The high elbow string follow-up. Matchup knowledge-wise, you should know what to expect, and you should be ducking and launching that. That shit's +3? That's so funny. Her spinning kick or whatever. It's annoying. Really solid sidestep. I like it a lot. Really nice patience. Love the whiff punishment. I need to see more of that, right? I need to see a little bit more patience into setting up the whiff punish scenario. I think here, honestly, so, okay, hold on. Excuse me, need some water. Okay. Here, you have to make a decision. You have to kind of decide, okay, am I going to go for Death Fist? Heating am I going to go for Heat Engager or am I going to go for a launch punish, right? I think Death Fist is more hype, obviously, but I don't think you needed to do Death Fist there. I think you could have just done down forward two, and I think the combo would have killed. Obviously, you need to adjust for the wall, right? This is tough. This one's tough. Basically, I think you needed to set up your damage a little bit more. The Death is connecting was great, obviously, but they have way too much health. Down 1-4 is not going to do anything. I'm also guilty of it. They're left with a sliver. But experiment more with chip damage, right? Do something that gives you chip damage to work with, and then the chip damage that they take, when you combine that with the down 1-4, right? That will be a lot more easier in closing out rounds, right? So like right here, maybe a charged forward 1+2 or just 1+2, right? Charged forward 1+2 is a bit greedy. If they're mashing, you're gonna get blown up for it. But you have to develop that sense of, I don't think they're gonna mash. I'm just gonna do charged forward 1+2, right? And then the chip damage from that will help make your down 1-4 option, right? Easy, more easier to work with, more successful in closing out the round, right? That little pixel, that sliver of life they have left, if you had done something that did chip damage before, that would have been gone, and you would just kill them, right? Technically, yes, characters that are in rage or below the rage threshold take less chip damage. They really want those magic pixel comebacks. But even taking that into account, I think the reduced chip damage would have been enough to combine with down 1-4 to close out the round. It ends up working out, I think. Yeah, you do 2 down 3, which is like fine, whatever. Or honestly, in that situation, right? If you're down one connected, they're not low blocking. They are stand blocking during a heat engage. Just throw them. Just do it. Up forward 1+2. Just throw them. But we shall see. Again, this is what I'm talking about, right? Prime with punishment opportunity. But do you really want the heat engager, right? This is where you have to develop that sense of context. Okay, so obviously forward 4 solid, right? But they fucked up the spacing on their advancing mid, and she has her classic, like, whoa, animation, right? Launch them. I think you should launch them here. I think, obviously, a heat engager is a great position to be in, but I think when they're at full health, and their back isn't to the wall or anything, it's kind of whatever. I don't think a heat engager here is going to be, like, the craziest thing for you. I think a simple down forward 2, launch, and then, start building up some damage on that life bar, and then the next opportunity, right, you can, go for a heat engager and then try to mix them up for the game, right? But like right now, yeah, you have heat active, and heat with Paul is a fucking joke. It's hilarious. Heat Death Fist is insane, but get the heat engage, and their back isn't at the wall, right? There's not a lot of pressure here. I'm pretty confident in my stage awareness. I don't think if you connected Heat Death Fist here, you would have gotten like those really silly wall splats, right? I think they would have all fallen before they reached the wall or a low slump, right? So I think instead, right, if you had done a down forward 2 launch, gotten the combo that push it, and then with your wall carry, take them to the wall, and now you're in a much better position where Paul with heat and their opponent's back is to the wall is just a miserable place to be for the opponent, right? So try to be a bit more contextually aware. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. You have a lot of options for whiff punishment. Try to be a bit more specific with what you're whiff punishing, right? I like the Death Fist, solid. Back is to the wall. What's the mix? Nope. They just kind of Oh, nice. Okay, I think you kind of shotgun the forward two a little bit early, but this is what I'm talking about, right? They had they're panicking. Their back is to the wall. Paul has heat, and that if that was heat death fist, they would have died. They would have died. Oh, maybe you did try to do heat death fist, but it kind of like held the input a little bit too much. Oh, I think you pressed the two too early. Yeah, because I do that a lot during heat dash cancel combos. I'll accidentally do forward two as opposed to heat death fist. That's just practice, but I like the idea. I think you went for the heat death fist. I really respect that. Right, that would have been your round. I mean, the round right now still looks pretty good. Right? Nice. Okay. Neutral, punishment slash matchup knowledge, combo slash Oki, personal opinion stuff. Neutral. I talked a little bit about it. I think you need to reevaluate how and why you're approaching. I need to see more lows. I need to see way more lows, right, during the approach. And I also need to see a bit more patience, right? You're jumping the gun. Look at this round. Look at all those opportunities you got just by waiting, right? This Elisa was just I keep saying Elisa. This Asuka was just nothing's happening. I'm gonna toss something out, right? And there's your opportunity. You take advantage of the opponent's impatience, right? Uh, you being impatient is gonna get you killed. You just don't have that airtight offense, right? It's not in his kit currently. If it will be in the future, I don't fucking know. All I know is right now, you gotta have defense with Paul, right? Don't overextend. Don't approach so recklessly. Try to either, if you're approaching, it's to make your mids connect more. How are you gonna make your mids connect more? Lows and throws, right? Uh, Other than that, neutral's like fine. You weren't throwing out a lot of like messy strings. Maybe you could have jabbed more. Maybe you could have done a little bit more here and there, but that's kind of whatever. Punishment slash matchup knowledge, right? Your punishment in your whiff punishment, I talked about my opinion and what you need to consider when whiff punishing, right? And your matchup knowledge, right? Asuka's love that like string that ends with the high elbow, right? The high elbow heat engager. They love the high elbow power crush that's safe or whatever, right? Sidestep right against Asuka and June's pretty good. It will avoid cans. You will get clipped by the low. So if you sidestep right, they do cans. You'll get clipped by the low, but the high will not hit you, and it is a whiff, so you can back three. You cannot down forward two. I don't know why, but back three works fine. So do that. But sidestep right against them a little bit more, right? Duck the highs a little bit more. Try to optimize and calling out the opponent's bad habits, right? Combo slash Oki. Combos were fine. I think you have a solid foundation. If you want to, go to the next level, just start doing the deep dive routes, right? Deep dive 2-1 does a shitload of damage and a shitload of wall carry, right? So like right here, where was that? Right here, right? So if you did down forward two into the deep dive routes, I think you would have gotten pretty decent damage and wall carry, right? If we without the deep dive routes, you're getting respectable damage, or kind of. You're getting average. It's whatever. But consider practicing those. It can be a bit tricky at first, but as long as you're on axis, those things work fine. It's annoying that it drops off axis, but that's why you have the other combos, right? It's like, okay, you're on axis, do the deep dive route. You're off axis, don't do it. Simple awareness. Punishment slash matchup knowledge combo slash Oki. Oki I talked about a little bit, but again, you use a lot of Sidestep 3 in your Oki, but they're all getting blocked, right? You're being too predictable with your timing. You need to remember to mix up your Oki options, right? If you need a mid, just do forward 1+2. It'll leave you in a good position, and you start using a bit more throws. Moye talked about this. Mogwai Moye statue, talked about this, but Paul's got a full throw game. Abuse it, especially at these ranks, right? Make them, that'll be free chip damage. It'll make them duck more, which means your mids will connect more. It all interconnects, right? Try to do that. Personal opinion stuff. I talked about it. I need more lows on the approach. I think that's it. I think that's really it. I don't think I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything else to like really specifically add. I think the ideas I presented here were more than enough for you to kind of work with there. If you have more questions, you know where I'm at. If you have more, yeah. If anything didn't make sense, you know the drill, man. Just if it helps, I'm happy. If it didn't, let me know what can I do to help you more. All right. Have a good one.